Hi, my name is Patience Elliott, and I will be doing a video with Shantae Johnson, who works in the foster care system. Hi, Shantae.
Hello.
So the first question is, what is your job title?
My official job title is Family Engagement Specialist, Caseworker 3.
What is your job description?
Currently, my job description is to locate missing relatives of the children that we work with, to get them to try to be involved in the children's lives.
How long have you been in this line of work?
5.5 years.
How did you become interested in social work?
I became interested in social work mainly because of my love of children and to want to see them have a better life.
What motivates you to continue to do this work every day?
The children that I work with, seeing them fulfilled, helping them to succeed in having a better life, whether it be with their families, their biological families, or the families that they're adopted by.
Can you please walk me through the basic procedure that is followed when child services gets involved with the child's life?
So usually we get a call, and an intake investigator will go out to the home, assess the safety of the child, assess the situation to see exactly what is going on. If at that time it's deemed necessary that a child has services, we will put in the appropriate services and work with the family so that our services one day are no longer needed.
How many children are currently on your caseload?
25.
What was the largest amount of children you've ever had on your caseload?
42.
Has there ever been one child that you became really attached to? If so, can you tell me about that experience, how you felt?
Yes, there is a child that I am very attached to, and she's actually will be aging out of the system soon because she'll be 21. She has been in the system for 9 years. She's gone through a lot of things, doesn't have a lot of family, so she kind of looks to the caseworkers, me, because I've been her caseworker the longest, as family. Her family is not really involved in her life, so she really has no one. And to see her do so well, to graduate from high school, to go on to college, and to graduate and get her certificate for medical assistant was great. And now she's working in a nursing home. She has her own apartment, and so because she's persevered and overcome so much, she definitely has a special place in my heart.
It's very heartfelt. What are the good aspects of the foster care system?
We get to see children have a happily ever after. Most of the time, we get to see that, and I think that's really, really good. We get to prepare children for good times, bad times. We get to see them through rough times, and we get to aid in finding them a family that's going to love them and support them.
What are some of the flaws that you have noticed in the foster care system?
I think for the most part, it's just that there's so many kids that need help, and we don't always get to get to all the kids that need help. There's a lot of bureaucratic things that get in the way of us not being able to fulfill our job descriptions, and most of the time there's a lot of social workers out there that are really just looking for a job and not really into it for what they should be into it for, which is to help children.
What do you think would be a solution to those problems that you just named?
I think if the powers that be, those in the bureaucracy, so wouldn't put so many stipulations on the things that we need to do, we could definitely get out there and help more children. It's the paperwork that really gets us all bogged down, and it becomes overwhelming. I think as far as social workers not having that drive to care, I think they, actually having kids to talk to and seeing exactly what they go through, and seeing if that's actually what they want to do would actually be a good thing to help them.
What are some steps that you think the students and faculty of SLA at Beaver could take to contribute in the solutions for these problems?
So I think if there was a way that they could talk to some students that are in the system, that have experienced both good and bad parts of the system, and then perhaps write to the Congress, so maybe that changes could be made. I think that would be beneficial both to the kids in care and also to students and faculty at Beaver, and you can get a first-hand experience of exactly what these kids go through, one, and two, how to invoke change.
I'm sorry, we didn't go over this question, but do you think that the people who are, in charge, over everybody, who make these stipulations and things like that for the foster care system, do you think that they actually know what's going on and their hands are tied about fixing these things, or they're just not fixing it?
I think it's twofold. I think they're so bogged down by making sure that they have all of the checks and balances in place to keep the kids safe. But what they forget, because they too have at once been field social workers, so they know what it takes to keep a child safe. But they lose that human touch somewhere when they get up to the higher ups. So while a lot of the stuff that they put in place is definitely necessary, some of the stuff, could be lessened a little bit, which would free the social workers up to get out there more often and be in touch with the kids and to find out exactly what they need. So more hands-on, less behind the desk doing all of the paperwork that they continuously put in. Because maybe a lot of the stuff that they put in could be combined.
What kind of personality characteristics do you think social workers require?
Well, for one, you have to be sociable. You have to like people. You have to be willing to listen. I think you need to be sympathetic. And you definitely have to be a good judge of character. And you have to be able to read people and know, the person that you're working with, because everybody is different. And I think you have to be adaptable so that you are able to work with different people, and you have to be able to adapt yourself to the different personalities that you're going to come in contact with.
Is there anything else that you would like to make a comment on, give advice on, or make suggestions about?
I would say, if there's anyone willing and wanting to go into social work, no matter what field of social work they decide to go into, make sure that you have a heart. You have to care. And it doesn't mean that you have to be all sappy and that you're going to be easily manipulated. But as somewhere along the line, you definitely have to have that compassion for other people. Because if you don't have that, then there's no need for you to go into that field. And that's all.
Thank you so much for participating in this interview with me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.